Now to me, my next guest, a man who's had more hot dinners than I've had hot dinners. Having first shot to fame as the presenter of extreme eating programme Man vs. Food, he's now ditched the gargantuan portions and gut-busting challenges to turn his attention to some of America's most extreme fans, visiting some of their biggest gatherings.
The way the Spitfire wheels fold up into the wings is an incredible feat of engineering. It was one of the first planes to use this folding mechanism, making it brilliantly aerodynamic.
Whoa! That is incredible.
Well, wasn't that amazing? Because that wasn't Adam Richman at all. That was Paul flying a Spitfire. Don't you love live TV? This is Paul in Fandemonium.
What is this? We have the iconic Daytona International Speedway.
This is Brian. He expresses his die-hard love for NASCAR in the culinary realm. Every part of this handmade track is edible.
We have Lake Jaloid, okay? We have Victory Lane, Victory Lane, okay? And then we have the Rice Krispie track, obviously, with marshmallow guardrails. This is the porking lot right here. The porking lot.
The porking lot. You guys like actually just chow down on the cars that are yet to be?
Oh, yeah.
Race well, race hard, turn left and go fast.
Please welcome Adam Richman. Adam, with the, Man versus Food Nation and Man versus Food, we were all sitting at home going, oh, my goodness, the poor man. I think you're rather relieved not to have to do that anymore, aren't you?
It doesn't compare to flying in a Spitfire, I assure you. It's definitely its own set of challenges, just being British while you're flying and then you land, you're American again. No, it's actually really great. The thing with Man versus Food, it was just sort of the aplomb, to borrow from Hamlet, the readiness is all. Whether I won or lost really didn't matter. It was just sort of throwing focus on mom-and-pop independent establishments and places that were beloved regionally, that were true gems.
Yes.
And that was a joy, but there's so many other stories to tell, whether it's through travel or food, and Fandemonium is the next one.
Well, Fandemonium, you get kind of the best of both worlds, or the worst of both worlds. I mean, amazing things like mudding, this astonishing thing where they glide through muddy water. Do you ever find yourself looking there thinking, why?
It was really rather remarkable how people would spend so very much money on a 16-foot tire and a transfer casing and to soup up a truck, but every other thing in their home, their porches would be falling apart, whatever else. But the thing is, I've made myself a promise with Fandemonium that if people, everyday people, that support the NBA, the NFL, Barclays Premier League, if they're going to spend unbelievable amounts of time, energy, and money in pursuit of that which they're passionate about, I just want to point the camera there without commentary and be supportive, and actually, you kind of cotton and catch their enthusiasm a little bit. That said, I'll never go mudding again. It's pretty crazy.
That said, again, that food is never far away, is it?
No, but I think that that's also rather interesting, that we have this culture in America of tailgating, where, people bring entire cooking vessels and grills and smokers and such to the venue. In fact, at Daytona, the center of the largest super track in the NASCAR circuit, the venue is where people live. They literally live in the center of the track for a couple of weeks.
We have a clip. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the kind of thing they eat.
Todd's devised a twisted culinary creation for those severely bumpy rides, cleverly packaged to eat from the back of an ATV. Walk me through from the bottom.
We got barbecue sauce.
Okay.
Pulled pork.
Pulled pork.
Baked beans.
Okay.
Collard greens, coleslaw, barbecue sauce, pulled pork, baked beans, collards, coleslaw, barbecue sauce again.
For those keeping count, that's 11 layers.
That's awesome. Fits a palate everywhere, don't it? A little flavor of each.
In the cup.
Have you ever balked at eating anything and said, I really can't do this? Because it seems that you will have a go at anything.
Well, I mean, I think that the crux of I've said this before, the crux of being a good host is truly being a good guest. That ultimately, I am the cipher for a housewife in Indiana or someone from Brixton or someone from Cornwall, whoever's watching my show. And as long as I treat my host with a degree of reverential respect, and the thing is, it may not necessarily be to my palate or something that, not too many love in a cup served in my Jewish household in Brooklyn, But the bottom line is this man put a lot of craftsmanship into it, and the people that go to this event love it. And that's the thing. It's, you know, if I'm going to, you know, when in Rome, I shall be a Roman.
You're very kind in that respect. There must have been the oddest thing you've come across that you thought, I really can't eat this. I mean, what's the worst thing you've ever been faced with?
Goodness.
That you thought,
At Arctic Man in Fandemonium, which is an event that is truly remarkable because it takes place in the middle of the Alaskan wilderness. The nearest major city is 258 miles away, and you have to bring everything, bring your own fuel, your own vehicles, your own firewood. There is a society, and they have their own campfire. In order to gain admission to their campfire, they're from Tianana, Alaska, and there's a lot of Athabascan Eskimo tribes. I had to consume part of a moose nose. And yeah, that was like 10 minutes. It was literally like running the gauntlet, but with much more cartilage.
But nevertheless, in spite of all these wonderful American people, you support Tottenham Hotspur.
I do indeed. I do. Well, who am I threatening?
Sympathetic sound.
Oh, I see.
But you do. Why Spurs?
It's funny. I've gotten that question 3 times today. For me, you know, I played football for 7 years. I'm actually part of the Rest of World squad for a Soccer 8 in June. I'll be playing at Old Trafford. But I never wanted to support one of the big 4 clubs like every other American. You know, Man U, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool. And I wanted to delve a little bit deeper. And my great-grandfather hails from Leeds, but moved to North London. And so I was familiar with N17 somewhat.
And Leeds United didn't have the appeal that Tottenham Hotspur.
Well, you know, the thing is I wanted a team in the Premier League. And as much as I could appreciate Luke Varney and the squad there, for me, I just, I loved it. I still am a major Gareth Bale fan. And he was still playing for them. And I think that, the notion of the Jewish community cottoning to it,
Well,
yes.
there's some Tottenham cake for you. That's
Oh,
called
my.
Tottenham cake.
Oh, this is definitely part of my training regimen.
Because you love cooking, love eating,
Oh,
there's an apron
thank
so you
you.
don't dribble, Spurs apron.
No, but you hold my cakes whilst I put my...
I'll put that
oh,
on
my
for you.
gosh, there you go. That's going to be great. Thank you.
Adam Richmond, Fandemonium, starts on Friday at 9 p.m. on the Food Network. My thanks to Adam Richmond. Thank you, Adam. Bless you. Go back.